Well, after owning the 2020 Ram Power Wagon now for about 2 months, I've put just shy of 6,000 miles on it. This includes a lot of delivery miles for Amazon, taking it to the beach, taking it off-road in Northeast Texas. I think it's about time to change the oil, even though the oil life indicator in it still says I have about 40% life remaining. Supposedly the oil was changed at the dealership that I bought it from used, but who knows. I went underneath it the other day to find where the oil filter exists, and it's pretty dirty. It doesn't look like it's only 2 months old. So Brooke! So I'm gonna go ahead and change its oil now. I think it's a good time to do so. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna rotate the tires. Gonna rotate the tires as well, just to make sure they are wearing evenly, especially all through all the driving they've been through. Now, the way you rotate tires on a 4-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive vehicle, the rear tires are gonna go straight to the front. I have a little ham in the midst here. She likes to be on the camera. Okay, Brooke. And the front tires are going to go to the back, but they're going to cross. So that way you get some left-right rotation in there as well. This thing's a heavy beast, so I'm going to see how much it takes. I have a set of 4 jack stands, and they're all 2-ton jack stands. Whoa. We're about to be attacked by a buzzard. Now you may wonder why I decided to change my own oil. Well, for one, it saves money. You can buy this oil at stores such as Walmart or discount stores such as Costco relatively cheap. Now, it was a little harder to find the Power Wagon specific oil weight, which is 0W40, but I managed to find some at Walmart. These are about $25 each for 5 quarts. The Power Wagon only takes about 7 quarts, so not going to use all this, but I'll have some left over when I use both of these. And then the oil filter was able to score off Amazon. It was a little bit difficult to find a specific one for the Power Wagon. I tried searching and it wasn't very clear. Like, you'd find one that says for this year of Ram, but it wouldn't specify if it's the 5.7 or 6.4. But I did manage to go on Amazon. Actually, I found out which one it was by going underneath the truck and seeing what filter was already on there anyway. And the part number, which I went and ordered it on Amazon, it was about 20 bucks, which I thought was kind of steep, but it was for this specific Mopar oil filter. And I like going with the original OEM. In the past I've used other brands such as Fram or K&N or Mobil 1, and I'd always have an issue with them. Not really a bad issue, but I get like a knocking sound or a ticking sound, or upon startup. But whenever I've gone with the original factory ones, I've always had just better experiences with them. So that's why I go with the original. Now, the part number for the 6.4 liter in the 2020 Ram 2500 Power Wagon is 048923339AB. That is the specific one that was on here already. So this should be the one that'll work. Other advantages, it's good to know how your vehicle works and know what it takes to take care of it. Of course, not every vehicle is easy. I shouldn't say easy, but is as good at changing the oil as a vehicle such as the Power Wagon because of its height. It's easy to get underneath it. It's easy to drain the oil. It's a little harder if you're in a sedan or a coupe that's low to the ground. You're going to need a low profile jack to jack that up. But in this vehicle and in the Jeeps I've owned, it's really been quite enjoyable changing the oil in them, rotating the tires, just getting to know the vehicle. You feel more connected to the vehicle. It sounds kind of corny, cheesy, but it's kind of nice, and saves money while you're at it. I mean, it might only save 50, 60 bucks each time, but you start adding that up. I mean, this is synthetic Mobil 1, and to do a synthetic oil change on your vehicle at a mechanic shop or oil change place, a little higher than that. And sorry, yellow jacket wasp. Especially if you get it done at the dealer, this would be at least $150 oil change, and I'm doing it here for about $70. Well, actually less, because I'm only going to use 2 quarts out of one of these, so less than $70. That's less than half the price. Well, it turns out that Wasp is just as much of a ham as my daughter is. After many oil changes, you save quite a bit of money. Brooke.
I want to get up.
You had your entire weight on there.
Imagine if I sit on that.
It's the same weight. Okay, gotta put at least one jack stand under here. Whoop. Now it's sitting on this here just for safety. Okay, in order to take off these giant meats, you're going to need a 22mm socket. You might want to loosen the lug nuts before you lift the vehicle up. Okay, that one worked. Come on. Good bench vise always helps. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you ready? Push the brake.
Oh, I see the tire. I see the
Yeah? Yep. This way. That way. It helps if you have a buddy push the brake for you if you've already lifted it.
Not loud. Beautiful. I want to take them out.
These are going to go to the back.
Whoa.
Well, when changing your own oil, it helps to have some tools. A good wrench set is good to have, and an oil catch pan such as this one. I believe I got this one a few years ago at Walmart. This one's made to hold 16 quarts. That should be sufficient to hold just about any amount of oil that you might have. This one's 7 quarts in the 6.4 liter V8. So we're going to slide this underneath here. Thirteen millimeter socket.
I don't want to get sprayed on.
You're not going to get sprayed on. I'm holding this close to it.
Oil.
Yep.
It's pretty.
It's pretty.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. A little bit of a mess. It's okay. That's why we got this pan here. Oh, that's filling up fast.
Ay, 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 Papa.
We're just gonna let that drain for a little bit.
Go away.
Now I can clean that. Right here is where the oil is meant to funnel out of here from where the oil filter is. So we're gonna drag all this up here to collect that oil. I'm gonna have to get in a pretty precarious position to unscrew that oil filter. Before taking the oil, unscrewing the oil filter, I'm going to loosen the oil fill cap. Not sure if this actually makes a difference, but just to maybe relieve some pressure. At least it's not super tight. And let this thing drip for a little bit. There it goes. There we go. This stinking air dam gets in the way, which I want to take this off anyway. And you can see the 12,000 pound Warren Xeon winch that's made specifically for the Power Wagon, the Ram Power Wagon. The Xeon 12S with synthetic rope. I'm imagining the S stands for synthetic. It's tucked away nice and tight up here. Here's the sway bar disconnect, the electronic sway bar disconnect. Tell you, this is easier than the Ram 1500 Rebel. That was even harder to reach than this, believe it or not. I have a video on that that you can check out that I'll post a link to. Alright, a little spot here for the oil filter. Brooke, can you hand me a paper towel and hand me that oil filter? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brooke.
Okay, you're welcome.
Get up in here and clean some of this oil. Things you might have some residue and you'll be wondering to yourself, am I having an oil leak? So we'll just try to get some of this. You want to take some oil, kind of lube this up a little bit. Now, put the new one in. Hopefully I line it up. You kind of have to feel, all right, there we go, it's threading. And once it touches, you do like a quarter or half turn, it's pretty tight already. That should be good. Okay. Now that that's done, and now you're gonna grab a funnel, stick it in the oil fill hole. We got our 10W40 Mobile One synthetic. It's 5 quarts. This engine takes 7 quarts. So we're gonna have to use 2 quarts from the other 5-quart container. Okay, 5 quarts is in. Now I'm gonna have to slowly put in these last 2 since this is all in one container. That looks like we used right at 2 quarts there. now we can reset the oil change indicator. In order to do that, you need to have it in the run position. And you can see I have it in the oil life. It's under vehicle info, and you just push and hold this button down right here, and it resets it. And what I like to do is I like to reset one of my trip odometers, trip B, and then that'll also tell me how many miles since I changed the oil. And don't forget to torque your lug nuts to 130 foot-pounds.